Making picture frames is a staple of woodworking, yet many beginners struggle with the sizing so much that they give up and never make another one. Today, I'm going to show you a foolproof method to guarantee that your pictures turn out perfectly sized every time. We were recently given this lovely watercolour and ink painting by Suffolk-based artist Rachel Desira, so I set about making a frame for it. We have shaker-style cabinet doors, so I knew I wanted to keep the frame as simple as possible so it would fit in with the style of the room. Our kitchen cabinets are blue, and the rich tones of sapele contrast with it perfectly, so I set about milling up some rough stock to make a frame. I've set the table saw fence to 23mm, as the finished frame will be about 20mm wide. So we'll cut these to rough dimensions before we run them through the jointer and thicknesser to mill them to finished size. Here we have the 4 sticks, all the same size, so next we'll establish 2 flat faces on each one on the jointer. I've set the blade to 6.5mm high, and then I'm going to set the outside of that 20mm. Then reset the saw blade so it just reaches the first cut. Then align the fence so that the blade is in line with the depth of the first cut. This will create a rebate for us. Just cleaning up the corner. Get this out so that the picture and the mount sit properly into the frame. I've taped these sticks together so they don't move around while I cut the mitres. You can't really see what's happening here, so I've created a drawing showing the sequence of the cuts. Now for the glue up. I'm using some masking tape to keep the pieces aligned while I apply the glue. Then roll the pieces up, securing with tape as you go. I'm using a strap clamp to keep it all together while it dries. These make it really easy to apply even pressure to all corners at the same time. I promised to show you a foolproof way of sizing your frames, and here it is. The secret is to make your frame first, then measure the inside dimensions, so you can cut your mat to the correct size to fit the frame. This is much simpler than trying to work out the exact dimensions you'll need, and any variations are taken care of automatically. So we've got 252 and 187. So we'll take 2mm off of both of those, so we'll cut that at 185 by 250, and that will give us a little bit of wiggle room inside the frame. I'm going to surface mount the picture as the image fills the page, and I don't want to cut any off with the mat. To do this, I need to fix it to the top only, so the paper and mat can move. Paper, like wood, will expand and contract with the seasons, and if the picture is fixed down all round, it could wrinkle. I'm measuring the mat and picture so I can centre it properly. To fix it in place, I'm folding over a small piece of tape to make a paper hinge and sticking the picture down to the mat. Before we put the picture in place, I'm applying finish to the frame. I'm using paste wax and then buffing it to a shine. Remove the protective cover from the Perspex, then quickly drop it into place before any dust can settle on it. Put the picture mount on top and hold it in place with some picture framing staples, or you can use brad nails if you're careful and make sure they are snug against the mat. Here it is in the frame. I've applied some backing paper with paper tape, which is completely optional, but I like to do it as I think it's neater and it keeps the dust and insects out, and also helps to maintain an even humidity in the frame. So we take a piece of string twice as long as the width of the picture and fold it into a loop. Pass the looped end through the first eyelet and then pass the other end back through the loop and pull it tight. Feed the two loose ends through the other eyelet. Tuck the strings underneath and then secure them in a knot. The string shouldn't be too tight so that you can hang it easily. Then cut off the excess string and we're done. And once you've finished admiring your handiwork, here's another project for your kitchen.